Hey, what's up everybody? This is Kalen from White Glove Models and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to get started on the Star Trek The Next Generation Enterprise D Pack 2. Pack 2 consists of stages 3, 4, 5, and 6, and we'll go over those in just a minute. But you also get this beautiful magazine or catalog here which tells you how to put the model together. That's kind of important. And it's also got some information on some other things. What also came in Pack 2 is this handy dandy binder which you can put your magazines in just like that. They will go inside and you can keep them safe forever and ever. Then we also got Stage 3, which is part of the main Deflector assembly. We'll be putting that together. And it looks like you also get a battery pack here. So you're going to need some batteries for this pack, which will allow us to test some of the lights. Then we have Stage 4, which is the assembly of the first 3 deck panels. A lot of fiddly little things to put together there, which will be a lot of fun. So I'm glad I'm doing this Stage 4 in its own video, because that's probably going to be a little bit of a longer video. And we'll be checking out the lights with our new little battery pack. Then we have Stage 5, which I'm going to do together with Stage 6 in a single video, just because this one you're completing part of the deck and the main shuttle doors. And for Stage 6 we have the part of the skeletal support assembly for the saucer section. This is going to be huge when it's done, but this allows you to run all of your lights through it and all that. And this is the first portion of the skeletal support assembly that we will be doing. So let's get started. So if you guys watched Stage 1 and 2 of Pack 1, you guys will know that I forgot to do something. I forgot to attach this section of the nacelle to the top here, so we're going to go ahead and do that today just to get this out of the way. And that will be held in with 3 BM screws. So I'll go ahead and grab my little screwdriver there. And this is metal, so I'm going to dip that into oil. And then we'll put this together just like so. And screw that down. So I'm actually going to grab the PH1 screwdriver because it seems to like these screws a little bit better. And won't tighten that all the way yet. Grab another screw. Put that into place, and I'll go ahead and tighten this all down right now. And then the last screw, turn this over, just go in right here. So we'll just come back and make sure that all of these are tight. That one's good and tight. There's 2, and number 3. Perfect. So now we can say we have a completed Stage 2 from Pack 1 and move on to Stage 3. Now that that's out of the way, we can get started with Stage 3. Stage 3 has the main deflector and a bunch of different electronics here, a battery box. It also came with some BP screws, which I've already put into their little housing there, or whatever you want to call that, little container. And then we have these, this is a nut and bolt, which will be part of the battery box right here. So first thing they want us to do is take out this battery box. I'm going to grab my tweezers because some of these parts are a little hard to grab. And we'll just pull everything out here that we're going to need for this section. And first thing you're going to be doing is just dropping the nut into place. I'm actually going to glue the nut, so I'll put a little drop of CA glue or super glue, just so that the nut doesn't fall out and we don't lose it. I'm going to use some crazy glue here and just kind of work it around the edge here. And that should be good. All right, we'll just drop that right into place and push that down. Sticky fingers. So I just want to make sure that that is good and tight in there. So the next step is you have this little cap that you are supposed to install with 2 BM screws. Well, the reason I super glued this in was because I did not get any BM screws with the kit. So, and I only have one left here, which I can't really just secure it with one screw. So if your model came with those 2 screws, then you just go ahead and put the cap on here, and then you'll secure it in place with those 2 BM screws. But I didn't get them, so I'm just going to put this off to the side, and that'll go in the little parts bin, and that super glue will hold that in nice and tidy. Next, you will take the battery pack, and they want 3 AAA batteries, which I've got right here, and you're going to orient this direction and insert the batteries just like this. So that one will go that way, and this one will be going that direction, and the top one will go with the positive side up as well. Next, you will take the battery cover, which looks just like that, and there's these 2 notches down in the bottom, and you'll slide it into those and then push down till that seats in there. And you will take the screw that came with the nut. I'll be using my PH1 screwdriver for this. And just drop it into place. Again, that nut is staying in there really well because we had to super glue it. Just tighten that just like that, and then put this off to the side, and we are done with that step. Next, we're going to take the main deflector dish. There's a left and a right, and you will be putting them together. I did put a little bit of glue on mine just because the screw that they want, the BP screw, didn't fit right. The hole's actually too big, so I'm just going to put those 2 pieces together, and there's a little bit of glue in there. And then I will take the BP screw and tighten it down as best as I can. Next, we're going to be working on the main deflector dish, so you're going to want to grab all 3 pieces right here. And this section, which is clear, and then you've got the orange part there, will just go into this area right behind the blue reflector. And then you'll drop this into place, and that is going to be held in place from the back side with 2 BP screws, and then it'll be going into this spot right here. And I'm not going to make it too tight just yet. Grab my other BP screw, and I'll be securing that into place right here. And go ahead and snug that one down, and then come back and do the other one, just make it tight. Should look something just like that. Next, we will take the main deflector dish support that we made earlier, and it'll just be attaching on the back side like so. Don't think it really matters what direction it's going. And you'll be securing this into place with BP screws. So I'll put one in right here. Grab your second one, flip this over, and it'll just be securing in place right here. Don't over tighten it. And that is secure. Next, we are going to be flipping this over and installing the LEDs that will light it up. And this is labeled D. So go ahead and grab your wires and pull them apart. And you'll take the LED holders. There's two of them. Doesn't really matter what side they go on, and they will be held in place with BP screws. I'm going to go ahead and load one onto my screwdriver. Then you will take your yellow and green wire, and it'll go in on this side right here. Just push that down, hold that in place. Then you can take your cover, and it should have a good positive fit. Just pop right into place there. Make sure the wire's not going anywhere. And that'll be held in with this BP screw that we got loaded up. Try to get it started without losing everything. And just tighten that down. And that shouldn't be going anywhere. Next, you'll take the red and black side and just doing the same thing on this side. Place the wire just like that. This one fit in a little better and doesn't want to go anywhere. Then take the LED cover, place it over the top. And I should have loaded up a screw first. And take your screw, put it in the hole, and then just go ahead and tighten that down. Try not to go too tight with these because it is just plastic and I don't want to strip it out. And then they want you to just kind of bend the wire a little bit. I don't want to go too much, but guess what? We get to check the lights out. That is the next step in step D. So we'll be taking this little circuit board that we got with the kit, and you'll be plugging it into the socket marked D, and it looks like it should go this direction. Just pop that in. And then you got to bring over the battery box. And there isn't really an on-off switch on this one. So it does say to plug it into the space labeled F, which is down here on the bottom. And make sure the wires are going the right direction. Just plug that in, and voila, we have light. So that's what you should be seeing right there. Go ahead and disconnect that, and then we get to check the electrics in this section. So let's go ahead and hook everything up. So this one will be going into C. See how it's labeled there? There's a C and A. Go ahead and push that in. I can see light already. Then you will grab B and plug that into the slot marked B. More lights. And last we have A, which will plug into the A slot. And this guy did not want to stay in his home, but he's not going to stay there for very long anyway, because we are going to be pulling that one out, if you remember. I'll just pop it back in there if I can. There we go. And flip this over so you guys can get a good look at it. We also have this lifeboat that doesn't want to stay in. So I'll go ahead and take a look at that. Let's move this so you guys can see it. And this lifeboat, I'm not gluing it in just yet because I still want to maybe shave a little bit off the back there because it does stick out kind of funny. But there you go. The bridge is lit up. There is a little bit of light bleed. We'll be taking care of that in a different video. But looks pretty cool. Pretty happy with that. Well, we've come to the end of part 3 for the Star Trek The Next Generation Enterprise D build. And just to recap what we did today, we built the battery pack, which will allow us to test the lights on the Enterprise as we build it. And I just wanted to talk real quick about the cap that I did not put on. Instead, I used the super glue to secure the little nut in place. And in the instructions, it kind of tells you two different things. You have the BM screws that the picture is requesting, and the instructions say to use BP screws. Well, they only give you BP screws in the pack. They don't give you BM screws. And it should actually use the BM screws. The BP screws are too short, and for mine, it just wasn't going to hold it in place, and so the cap just would fall off. So I opted to just leave it and super glue it in place instead. And I don't know if that was an issue on my part or theirs, but either way, this is going to work for me. And then we also built the Reflector Dish, I believe this is called, and put most of this together, and got to see it light up, which is pretty cool. So we got to go that far today and see some of the lights lighting up already, as well as we got to go back to pack 1 and light up some of those lights as well and see what that looked like. So all in all, not a bad day, and thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And other than that, I'll see you next time. I love it! They didn't give us BM screws. This is part of the deflector, the main deflector assembly. You're going to be attaching it to the bridge and setting up the battery, it looks like, and we get, oh yeah, so you also get the, one more time. Am I missing something? One take, Kaylin. Stage two consists of Pack 2 consists of stages 3. Pack 2 consists of stages 3, 4, 5. Pack 2. Well, this is fun. Handy dandy binder. So you can put all of your magazines in it. which is right here. Now stage 3 is the main deflector assembly. So we're not starting out too great on this one. It's a little bit of a car crash, but I'm pushing through. This is your completing of the... What? There, it doesn't even tell you to do that. Stage 5 consists of the... then you will be grabbing 3... Stage 2 consists of... No. Pack 2, Kalen. How are you securing that? From the back side? This doesn't make any... Oh, okay. Jeez Louise. Starting over. You also get this incredible magazine which tells you how to put the model together. Very important to read that and make sure that you understand it. And yeah, like our last video. This is why we test fit. This is it. This is the last one, I promise.